you shall also take one ram. Verses 10 through 14 from last week detailed the slaughter of the bull of consecration. Now the 2 rams which were selected along with the bull in verse 1 are to be sacrificed. They were, as verse 1 noted, to be without blemish. In the Hebrew, there is an article before the word ram. It says, and ram the one. It is one of the 2 which has been selected as a burnt offering to the Lord. Verse 15 continues, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the ram. Of this verse, John Gill, great scholar from days past, John Gill says that by putting their hands on the head of the ram, they were confessing their sins, acknowledging their guilt, and by this act transferring the same to the ram, which was to be a burnt offering and was typical of the imputation of sin to Christ as before observed. Despite being a great Bible commentator, the analysis is incorrect. That's why I ask you always to take commentaries with a grain of salt. According to verse 18, this animal will be offered as a sweet aroma to the Lord. If this were a sin offering, the last thing that we would want to do is offer it in this manner to the Lord. That would be comparable to saying, I'm going to go out and I'm going to steal new furniture for the house as a devotion to the Lord. Instead, the sins of Aaron and his sons were symbolically transferred to the bull of the previous verses. Now this ram is given as a token of the dedication of themselves wholly to God as living sacrifices. This then follows logically after the sin offering in type and picture of Christ. If you think about it, it's a picture of our process of being justified before the Lord and then being sanctified before the Lord, etc. Each thing is following a logical progression. Nobody can offer themselves as a holy and dedicated person to Christ until they first receive his forgiveness of sins. Unfortunately, this is how many churches work in the world today. People come in, they're told to live really good lives, and they are told to do good stuff for the Lord. However, if they have never had their sins dealt with first, then it doesn't matter how good they are. The offering of their lives is tainted with sin, and it is unacceptable to God. If Mother Teresa did not receive Jesus Christ as her Savior, then he never received her life of piety as an offering. It is that simple. Only after the sin is dealt with can we offer ourselves properly to the one who has been offended by fallen man and his life of sin, even since the days of Adam. What we look at as a seemingly barbarous set of rituals from an outdated law are only a type and a shadow of exactly what was necessitating the death of Jesus Christ. To state that these animal sacrifices were somehow unnecessary or barbarous is an implicit statement that Christ's even greater sacrifice was unnecessary. Woe to us if we were to ever presume to hold such a view. The holiness of God is revealed in each animal sacrifice that is mentioned in these verses. Verse